Oh, look, we're live.
Yes, we're live. Hello, everybody. How are you? How evil have you been? Hopefully, a lot evil.
Medieval.
Medieval. It's Friday. We made it to Friday, everybody. And I haven't committed murder yet.
Mm. Oh, I don't
And
know.
you,
I think that's like the 2020 thing, though, is like basically if you make it to Friday and you haven't developed a substance abuse disorder or, committed a murder, you're doing great. Raise
ah,
hope. You're doing awesome.
well, I haven't, committed murder. I haven't killed anybody yet. Haven't, destroyed anybody yet. Key point here is I hope everyone's noting the word yet.
Hi, Mika. And
And,
yeah, I think everyone's noting yet. I think
um,
literally everyone's there. Everyone is there. That's where we're at. 2020, that's where we're at.
Which, by the way, if it sounds like that someone is shooting a shotgun off, that is because one,
Welcome to West Virginia. It is a week before and a week after July 4th. You will hear this in every show.
yes,
That's what that is.
and we can be as late as we want to be, and it still will occur. Even
Yeah.
though our city was a lovely city and, passed a lovely law stating that you can only shoot fireworks off on the 4th from 9 to midnight.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Hi, Alexandria. Yeah, well, lots of municipalities have done that, and you can try calling and reporting it. And the sad reality is that it will either stop before anyone responds,
mm-hmm.
or, yeah, that'll stop it for about 20 minutes.
25.
Yeah. So, like, at this point, it's basically from the minute the tent opens, selling fireworks, to the minute the tents close, and then maybe once or twice thereafter.
Yeah.
Just expect it. You're going to hear it. It's going to be there. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Shannon. You're just, it's West Virginia. We expect it now. It's 2 solid weeks every single night, and it gets progressively louder and bigger.
Yeah.
Like, I think it may even be 3 weeks, but it may look like a distribution curve, and like it starts and ends with sparklers.
Mm-hmm. And that's where it needs to
Let's
stay
not.
at.
Yeah, no, it's never going to stay. Oh, come on, it's never going to stay there. You know this.
It would be nice if it would stay at that, and they do the traditional. You get in a car, you drive somewhere, you sit in the car nice and safely, enjoy your popcorn, drink your coffee, and go, look, honey, pretty. It's
Yeah.
your birthday party. And
Or
we
let's just go out and have a Christian Republican old fashioned orgy and sit in a friggin' stadium and just like mouth kiss everyone and be done with it. That
no.
seems to be where 2020's headed. Like for
Well,
July 4th.
we've got this dust cloud coming, and I'm just wondering, you were talking about Sharknado for August.
Hey, I'm down for it. I am down for it at this point. If every idiot is going to go to the beach and be like, screw masks, screw the government, can't tell me what to do, this is a hoax, that's fine. Go to the beach. I hope there's a Sharknado.
Right.
Like, I hope your dumbass lines up and goes, look, Sharknado, and dies. That's where I'm at. That's personally where I'm at. Is if you want free will, I want a Sharknado. I want a Sharknado.
Work on, manifesting that, darling. Because we have seen that you control deer well.
Sharknado. Sharknado. Anyway, all right. Maybe I'm just me. Um Oh Christ, that's bad. Jesus. God, Brenda. I wasn't ready for that one. So apparently Clarksburg a few years ago had their fireworks display at the park next to the VA hospital. A building full of people with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good life choice, anyone.
No.
No, bad, bad. Do not do that.
I'm wondering how much Haldol went out that night. I bet it spiked.
Well, I don't know. It depends. A lot of hospitals don't use that anymore.
It's a VA hospital. They'll use it.
Well, that's true. Like, look, no longer current or, really over excessive treatment. Let's use that. Like, I'm sure they have a tank of leeches in that building.
I'm sure they do because it's used in operation along with maggots still.
I know, but God.
Best debreeding, sorry, it may sound disgusting. Best way to debride an infected wound is put a few healthy, clean, freshly washed maggots in there. They'll take and eat up all the MRSA, all the bad tissue, and you have pretty pink tissue, and it heals up real nice, and you don't even get a scar.
Well, there you go. In other news.
I'm still looking for medical grade leeches.
Well, yes, there's that. But no, I was meaning, so what in... okay, let me start out. I was reading earlier, and it is very, very true. And it pointed out something to me. I have lived for 37 years now, soon to be 38. I'm closing in there. I'm closing in. But very closely. But for 37 years and a little change, 2020 was hindsight. Right now, I think we're all in agreement that from basically January 1st, 2020 into the future, it will now no longer be hindsight. It will be, shit, that was crazy.
Well, that's what hindsight's about.
Well, I mean, used to be like, could have made better choices. Now it's like, woo, he's a little 2020.
Well, true, kind of like that. But, you're calling for a Sharknado. Have you seen, it was Palm Springs, Florida.
Their city council, or was that a city council meeting where everyone got up and is like, I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear, because things got to breathe. And it's like, okay then. Great for you.
It's like the art of the devil, and 5G are taking us over, and I literally, that was 10 minutes of Phil DeFranco that I want back. And it went on for 7 hours before the county commissioner said, yes, you must wear a mask in public spaces.
Thank you for your public comment period. We have all been shopping online because this was an appropriate time to do that in a city council meeting. And we're still going to do the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike the other city council meeting where an actual city council person was caught shopping online during a very serious conversation about racism.
Yeah.
And was completely ignoring it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's been our, I think that may have been into last week, but I don't think it happened early enough for us to catch it for the show. So,
well,
there is that.
But at the same time, they are hitting record numbered cases.
They are. And in West Virginia, we actually, and I'm sorry, I'm calling it with everyone else, is Dr. Kathy Slump was fired for no other reason than
she wouldn't fudge his numbers.
Yeah, she wouldn't fudge the numbers. So screw that. We're going to fire. Well, we're going to call for your resignation after, turning the entire public against you, at least all the idiots who voted for justice, or more importantly, still support him as a Republican. And we're basically going to make your life hell because we want to reopen. Because that's working out so well for, let's see, Texas, Florida, and what's the other one? Alabama?
California.
Well, California too, and I believe Colorado did some
right. But according to the statistics currently, we are looking at more than 50% of the country is now spiking, going up higher than they had before, with record numbers being reported daily. And then, they're going, oh, but that's because we're running more tests. We're going to find more positives. Well, right now it's estimated, looking at the balance of the antibody tests, that we are like 50% of the recorded cases.
And Francis, we just need your year. If you can just drop that in to chat real quick, he will go ahead and get your reading, and I will read your question. Sorry, I think we were both ready to go on that, and I was catching it, and I was like, wait a second, those are just month and day.
Yeah, I'm just opening, shuffling up the cards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if we look at that, we're looking at 23 million participants. Thank you, Francis.
Yay.
Hit it, Vanna.
All righty. Francis asks, hi, guys. Aeson, I had a question. Will my son's father and I ever get to where we can co-parent with less drama?
Yeah, but I think that it's going to have to take court to knock his ego in place. Because that's half the problem here, is he's still got feelings and emotions that have nothing to do with co-parenting.
Alrighty.
So, yeah, we're looking at probably 5 months.
Well, I'll go ahead and tack on one for Francis. Will that turn into a good co-parenting situation? Is this the end of it? Like, once you knock his ego in check, is that going to be like a good thing for everyone involved?
Yeah, I think once he gets his ego in check and gets over his hurt feelings, and his need to want to try to insert himself back past co-parenting, which I don't recommend because you guys were together for a time and there's a lot of problems there. I think that it gets everything back to where it's at and where you can actually have a comfortable conversation.
Good deal. Sorry, I always wonder about the future sometimes, especially when it involves kids.
And co-parenting's hard. I mean, we have problems co-parenting.
What?
I have a vegan dog.
I did not start that. You started that.
I know.
You didn't have to give him a whole hamburger. You did not have to buy him his own hamburger.
You're welcome, Francis. Well, it has nothing to do about the hamburger. He could care less about the burger. And he misses his Happy Meals.
I know, right? But that's what I'm saying. I didn't start that. I just make fun of it.
I know.
This dog gets so excited, and we're probably going to have him salivating before the end of this, but gets so excited over just like lettuce, cucumber. Like, literally, that's all it takes. You can sit here and I had leftover bacon this morning, and he was just sort of like, well, all right, if I have to. I mean, But yes. Oh, and Mark has sent a picture. So let me hop. Excuse me, guys. Don't know where that came from.
Yes, hello. Mark, are you going to bring a shrimp? You keep sending that gift. You're going to have to bring a shrimp.
Oh, the Bubba Gump.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Hi. I will Bubba Gump back. I am not too proud. Okay. I think I would be afraid of that horse. I don't know why.
Well, but now he has a new job. He enjoys finding jobs to keep him busy.
You know not the cost of what you just said, Mark. I will bring my family appetite for shrimp, and let's just say that's kind of brutal.
He has a new job. He's now the new dryer timer.
Yes, he is. Vlad has become the dryer timer. He apparently loves watching you put up laundry and, more importantly, knows about when it's dry.
Yeah.
So at that point, he is suddenly like, now, laundry now.
Mm-hmm. We must go check the laundry.
Hey! Guest room and artsy fun. Sweet!
Cool. Do you have one of the wheelie things at the... I know you've got the thing that bakes it, but do you have the wheelie thing for pottery?
Yes, he has a pottery wheel and a kiln. The fiery thing that bakes them and the wheelie thingy. Really, yes. Guys, you see what I live with? Like, he sits here and makes comments about my inability to communicate, and this is what I deal with.
What you deal with?
No, I'm calling that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I called you
it
out.
Sounds like the conversation we ended up having this morning.
No, I'm not ready. Sweet Jesus. Oh, barely passable, gay bar.
We can make that work. Doesn't have to be fully passable. We'll make it a full one.
I'm a little confused on Sharon's comment.
Yeah.
Try breeze. Like it sounds familiar, like we talked about it and had a whole conversation, but right now I cannot get I can't get it to pop. Like, it sounds familiar.
I check. Goodie bag.
A bearable walk.
No, that's not called breeze. All right, Sharon, I need a vial here, honey. Which I done a whole video on Thursday.
Yes.
Yes.
You did do a makeup
comment your link, Sharon, because people, I'm sure, will want to check out Ipsy.
Yes. Yeah, you are.
I want to check them out, but I don't want to do it unless I got an affiliate link. Oh, Mediterranean Breeze. No, we haven't gotten to try that.
There we go. Not the baggie, the restaurant.
Oh. Sorry. Really like their products.
Yeah, he's been on a single track.
Yeah.
Yes.
Prepping for Saturday. That single track. That's my goal, is get through till 8 o'clock Saturday night. As long as I can get through that, then I can survive Monday.
Yes, but I'm sorry, Mediterranean Breeze, this is new to me. What, where, when, why, how? You apparently know now.
Mediterranean Breeze is not new to you. It was a discussionary point for lunch, and it was a discussionary point for lunch in March.
Oh, yeah, because I remember.
I showed you the menu, and we ended up still ordering Chinese.
I know. We keep getting redirected to Chinese. This is why I keep saying we need to eat twice while we're up there.
I'm fine with that.
Once for lunch and have our Chinese and life is good, and then a second time so I can get my Mediterranean fix. Sorry, West Virginia has been sorely lacking in Mediterranean restaurants for me.
Okay.
Like, I need more lamb in my life.
Well, yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Well, you know, we have grass in the backyard.
No, not that much lamb in my life.
What?
Like, I already have to avoid cow patty sized things out of Vlad. I don't even want to know what adding more animals. Plus, you know, he will just live out there to chase it around and be like, no, you can't do that.
2. We need at least 2, because that's the size of the bonfire we have.
No.
I put 2 spikes across there.
No. I will pull a great granddaddy on you, and I'll be like, if we name it, I have to trade it off and get slaughtered meat out of it.
That's fine as long as it's more lamb and pork, and we could use some chicken. Oh yeah, we need to get me out of city limits so that I can have all these things.
Well, you know. I don't know. Would people really care if we had little baby lambs?
Probably. We know one of
right. We have the one neighbor across the street who gets upset when we like put up flowers. So you know.
Well, she gets upset because that means that she has to go buy flowers. Like, I'm quite sure if she knew what was in our backyard, our new dryer, that she would have a handyman over there within the hour.
I know, right? Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it did lead, the conversation this morning, though, led in multiple directions. And it all started with our dryer broke. And so you went the clothesline route and put up a clothesline, and cool, fine, awesome. But this morning we got into the discussion of the future replacement, which somehow led into a conversation about a kitchen remodel to be done. We were hoping that would be this spring. Apparently that's like next spring, maybe a little further out.
Because I can live with and not murder.
Well, yeah, but anyway, so we're talking about, different forms of washer and dryer and what we were going to do there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Stackable.
No, we're doing over under.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Yeah. Well, for everyone else,
spending the money for stackable, and you hate front loaders.
Yes. They grow mold.
At least front loader washers.
Right.
I don't know. I never had that problem with washers.
So I made one single comment, and the single comment was that the workstation over by the refrigerator and the deep freeze should not be permanently installed. But I thought it would be best if it was not nailed to the wall so that I can take it out when the need for the She-empowered refrigerator strikes him.
Yeah, that's how you. That was your opening salvo.
Yes.
However, then you further detailed that you wanted it made with two smaller cabinets, so you could hack it apart or trim it down at will.
At need.
And I'm just visualizing, like, why don't we see if Lego has a kitchen kit? So you can just.
It doesn't have
the modify.
I need.
Do what now?
They do. It doesn't have the workspace I need, nor the countertop color I want.
Yeah. Basically, the conversation ended when I threatened to hit him with an elephant tranquilizer and permanently encase him in cement. And yes, Shauna, we will put him with a tarot deck and coffee.
Yeah. Because he says the kitchen's 10 years. I'm looking at the kitchen there, and it's 30 years. And I've got a stove.
I cannot help you ignore the kitchen. I cannot help you ignore the kitchen.
Heck, honey, I ignored the whole house. It wasn't mine for 20 of it.
Well, I know, but still.
Yeah.
I can't help this. Kitchen is 10 years. Bathrooms are 7. Get used to it. Get on the cycle.
Well, I am. I'm just planning what I'm going to do to the shower.
Well, yeah, we have a list.
The house list that you've not even seen. But my whole point was because you change appliance sizes. And it's easy to put it on an OS board, put on some new something, whatever, make it bigger, make it smaller. You can't.
Appliance sizes do not change that much.
Really?
I will guarantee you, all appliances have to be able to fit through a doorway. And that doorway is either 30 inches or 36 inches. These are the two sizes of doorway that are common in every household. And if you're building an appliance that will not go through those doorways, You are building an appliance that everyone will return.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing you get is occasionally you have to turn it the other way to get it through. But even if that, I think we can take a tape measure and not make that mistake.
Uh-huh.
This is my life theory.
I've seen your tech fever.
Hey, I managed not to get my sister to buy, either the one with the giant display screen or the knock to turn on the light. Though she was a fan of that.
Uh-huh.
She was like, when she was shopping for a new fridge, she was really liking the one you could knock on and it would turn on the light. That was kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
For the fact that you don't have to stand there going, what do I want? You can be like, dunk, dunk. Dunk, dunk. Oh, maybe. Sorry, that's the sounds I make looking into a refrigerator. I don't know about everyone else.
That's all right. When your new refrigerator sends me a message that we're out of milk, I want a new diamond ring.
No. Sorry, basically watching the movie Stepford Wives, the new version, not the old version, ruined that concept for me. The Uber form of smart home, I do not want.
Okay.
I do not want a house that reminds me we're out of milk.
Uh-huh.
I will go crazy.
Yeah. But
all right.
Yeah. So that was this morning in our lively discussion that I actually pulled my two sister-in-laws in.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yeah. One is volunteered. Well, and this is the thing, is one does not quite understand yet, so she is volunteered to work for pizza rolls. And the other is on board with like me cutting the plugs off of power tools when I leave you here alone.
She's not on board with it. She said that she'd send her hubby up to, help me fix that. And then I remember we buy most of our tools at Harbor Freight, and he's got a loyalty membership Uber. He can return snow tires to them. Why fix them? I can just go get new ones.
Right? No. Well, and that's borrowing an old family joke. What it is, that's literally where I said Dad was at with his Radio Shack card, is he could return snow tires to Radio Shack. They would not have questioned it.
Yep.
It's like the amount of money the man put on his Radio Shack card each year. Tires, not a problem. Mm-hmm. Just, what did you pay for them? Like, we'll just plug in a number. Like, it is not worth it to argue. Like, I've seen him return stuff and them give him replacements, and it's like, that, like, you did not break that in a warranty-covered situation, Dad. Like, you did not break that in a warranty-covered situation. They can obviously tell you did not break this in a warranty-covered situation. They're like, fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, bloop, bloop, bloop. Yep, we found it on your account. Yep, here you go. Here's your store credit.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, that's why I think that since I can't get the Carrington, that I'll just hyphenate.
There you go.
Yeah,
I've allowed you to hyphenate if once that happens. But yeah, no, we're not doing no. We're not slamming names together like that. Like, we're not pulling a Benifer out of this.
No, Carrington.
No. Ew. No.
Yeah, that's all right. So I kind of lost my cool on Facebook. I know, shocker.
Which time today?
No, this was 2 days ago. It was after the coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
4. So, yeah, that would have had to have been Wednesday.
Oh, God. Guys. I bumped the table.
Yeah. Stop bumping the table. You look like you're on a roller coaster ride.
I know, right? Whee! Anyway, sorry.
So I came across my news feed that this medium had channeled George Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah. You were a little cranky about that one.
A little. More like a lot.
Well, there was that.
Kind of like me going without coffee for 2 hours. It's murder for everyone else. But anyhow.
Like you're encased in cement.
Uh-huh. You know that stuff cracks and crumbles really hard and doesn't feel good when they'll step on your toe.
Not with the appropriate amount of rebar. I'm out of a construction family. You think I can't build a box?
I'll hold that ace in my hand. But anyhow, so I thought we'd talk a little bit about this because, yes, I do mediumship. I only do it in person. This isn't something you can get over the phone. Actually, over the phone doesn't work really well for me for mediumship. So let's kind of clear the air on this. First of all, this medium isn't connected to the family at all. This medium is probably the equate to the Windows security people calling you about your virus on your computer.
Hmm. Yeah.
To the other side.
When we get that call here, it's fun because it's like you're going to have to narrow that down.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
Which one?
Furthermore, George Floyd, this was done on June 6th, 20 days ago. Mm-hmm. That's a little bit too early because it takes about 30 days for a soul to get over there, figure out they're over there, review their life, see what they learned, see what they didn't learn, see what their grading was, see what they want to repeat.
Basically get cool with the dead thing.
Yeah. And then they got to figure out, because it is a learned behavior, how to communicate back this way. Think about giving your 2-year-old your cell phone to make a phone call.
Probably not the most articulate conversation of the week.
Or better yet, answer the phone. I know we got
there are 3-year-olds
who gave the phone to the kids to answer. It's probably kick of their day.
True. But yeah.
So normally what happens is after you've crossed over, you will start going to appearing up in your family members' dreams with the assistance of others that have crossed over. That's why, like, one will appear and then the other one will appear. And then it's time to go see a medium if you want to have a more in-depth conversation or something to that effect, because they're still going to be getting helped to talk to me or any other medium on the planet that has any bit of freaking ethics. So that's my take on it. What's your take on it?
Honestly, I think it's, someone looking for 15 minutes of fame, glomming onto a top news story. Sort of like what happens just on a much grander scale when someone goes missing.
Yeah.
And suddenly you get people calling in all over the place going, she's in an area with water and, the attacker was someone she knew. And it's like, really? Like, I'm sorry. Every time I hear that news story, I'm going, yeah, that's called probability statistics.
Right.
Like, literally the majority of crimes are committed that are committed against someone are by someone they know.
Mm-hmm.
And usually bodies are typically found near some form of water. It's kind of hard to avoid.
Right. And that annoys me too. And that's something you'll never see me do. I've worked cases before. I've worked high name cases before. I only work them with a family member that is going through a deputy to contact me. I don't go and spout off, well, the brother did it. Well, the cousin did it. Oh, let me call and leave this tip in. Not my department. I don't also spend my time in Walmart guessing what you're buying.
Well, again, probability statistics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there are whole fields dedicated to that. Is that you can sit here and analyze enough consumer behaviors that you can literally get to a point you can guess people's PIN numbers.
Right.
And there are videos for that. It's not, and that in and of itself is not, that is not a sign of any form of gift, clairvoyance, whatever. That is literally statistics. Mm-hmm. Knowing that there are people out there that if you create a certain algorithm, you can literally get to a point you can point at someone and be like, your PIN number is for your debit card.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not hard science, especially when you get into, because we see this in IT. Mm-hmm. The number of passwords that are so easy to guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, come on, guys, really? Like, we've been telling you this for years, is please find a way to create and granted, I like password storage programs. We'll call them that. Especially ones that have password auto generators.
Right.
That you can create a 12-character, completely random, totally, you will never remember it password. That will then be something that, good luck cracking that. It's going to take you a few centuries to figure that out, even with current technology and the latest and greatest in current technology. Point blank. Just because there are so many people, a lot of what we see in terms of cybercrime is just simply, it's a dictionary password and a combination of numbers. Like, I can sit here and tell you that most people probably have a password that ends in 1 or an exclamation mark or includes a pound sign or the number 3.
Nope.
Again, the majority. And shut up, I already got you on. And I know your passwords, and you do too.
Nope. Not since I got the data breach.
Right, but I do know you have at least one of those things in one of your passwords. Granted, it's a sort of throwaway password. It's not used for anything sensitive, but yeah, like, these are things that I know. Why do I know this? Because in all of these data breaches, what happens is with all of those password reveals, while there's one group trying to use those passwords to get access to your accounts and do bad things and, see if this same password and email combination works on multiple sites, there's another group of people who go, wait a second, let's use that data reasonably, intelligently, and analyze it and figure out what's going on with people's passwords so that we as an IT community can know certain things and be like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's like, I've seen a few password remember programs out there. I used to not think they were any use. I really like LastPass. I also like Dashboard. Both of them seem to be very lovely programs. They're able to generate secure passwords, change your passwords within a touch.
And more importantly, keep what I really like about some of them is their ability to analyze the database of your passwords and go, hey, dumbass, you're using the same password on multiple sites.
Yeah.
Go fix that.
Right. Or let us fix it for you.
Yeah, well, in some cases, yes.
Yeah.
There are some sites that's really easy to do. That's a really automatable thing. There are other sites, however, in which the way they take users and passwords, it's not as easy. Twitter specifically is a site that I absolutely hate, but appreciate at the same time. Their system is very, very hard for automated passwords. It is a struggle to sit there and automatically throw a username and password into their site.
Right.
However, that also means it is very, very hard to try to brute force and run a program against their website to target an account and get into it.
Right.
Like, it's a love-hate thing. Is like, I love it for the security aspect, is that it does make this harder. However, it does make a lot of other things harder, like using password managers. But yeah, but no, there's tons of things. Like, you wouldn't believe the number of passwords or PIN numbers that begin with 1 and 9.
Right.
Just as a side note, it's one of the more common because a lot of people use their birth year or their kid's birth year or the year they got married, which is now starting to turn into 20.
Yeah. And it happens a lot. But what do you think about Microsoft closing all its stores permanently?
I think it's probably... I don't know that it's going to be that big of an impact on the world. It's a lot different than if Apple suddenly made that announcement. Microsoft has struggled to find its place. It had a really nice place back there for a while. Not their stores specifically, but Microsoft as a company. I think Microsoft's going through a really hard time trying to figure out who they are, what they do, and how to really functionally, intelligently be a company that is good and profitable.
Right.
Not that Microsoft is suffering over here. Even with all their years of people pirating their software and all that. Software as a service, I think, is where they're starting to get some traction, with Microsoft Office especially. But in general, I think they're finally realizing that maybe this pay for OS thing isn't going to really work out long term. And they've never really been a good hardware company. Like, I just point blank, Microsoft has not been a good hardware company. They cannot get their shit together in the right time, in the right space. Like, every time they do hardware, they're either too early or too late by the time they get there. Not that Apple hasn't had a few slips like that in themselves, but Apple's always been able to turn it into something else. Like, that technology has moved them forward somewhere else, or that mistake has moved them forward somewhere else. Microsoft, on the other hand, just keeps seeming to throw stuff out there And they're like, this is the latest and greatest. And then everyone's like, no, it isn't. Or what the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Well,
and then Microsoft goes, okay, and throws it into a dumpster.
Right.
And like, no lesson learned, no understanding, no like, let's pull this apart. Like, they're not doing that. And I don't think Microsoft is a store. Microsoft is a hardware vendor. Is quite its place. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Right. Well, I believe you've got a comment to address. It's a 1908 comment, if you need a little clue there.
Okay.
With Sharon.
Okay. Trying to find the last one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, nearest and their last major. Well, that may not be 1908. That could be 1909. 1909 had some issues, and now we're up to the build 2004. Like, that one's just rolling out. And I haven't, like, it's been like this ephemeral thing for me trying to get 2004. Every once in a while it'll pop up and I can't nab it. Like, it'll pop up in an update when I'm running an update cycle, and I'll hit it to download and install, but then something in that update, I don't know what happens. Like, it installs everything else that it was going to. I can't nab the 2004 build. But now 1909 has not been so bad. 1908 had some issues. 1904 was the nightmare. Like, that was a total disaster. But if you guys are getting 1909 right now, or have gotten it, well, if you've gotten it, you've already experienced the heart attack. I've had multiple clients call me on that one. Is that when you reboot to 1909, some systems come back in like it was just another update. But a lot of systems are coming back up like it wiped everything and welcome to your brand new computer. And I had way too many clients freak out over that. As did I. I have done that. The first time that 1909 popped on a system, I freaked because I thought it had just wiped everything. And I was like, oh, not today. Not today. Like, I can't even right now.
Yeah. Well, and my thought was, you've already dealt with this issue a number of times. If Sharon wanted to bring her laptop over to CLS, you can take a look at it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, and I will take a guess. My clairvoyance is kicking in. I have a feeling this is a laptop. I have a feeling that it has NVIDIA graphics, and I have a feeling that it's at least 2 years old. Let's see how I did. Oh, well, no, she said ruined her laptop, so I can't get credit for that one. But NVIDIA graphics and at least 2 years old. Let's see where I'm at.
No, it's not a brick yet. Bring it over to the shop. Let him play with it for a while. We'll let you know when we get it ready.
If the only thing that happened was an update, it is not permanently broken. I will almost certainly guarantee that to 99 percentile. Oh, you got a new one. Okay.
Okay.
Well, yay for new computer, but I am curious, NVIDIA graphics, was that part of it? The reason I say this, and I feel confident that she's going to come back and tell me NVIDIA graphics, is a lot of the breakage of laptops that I've seen with updates from Windows typically involve NVIDIA graphics. And it's sometimes, what it seems to most likely be, that I've run into is NVIDIA will release some like early hardware to manufacturers, that maybe gets refined later, but I think they have a problem with it's still part of that family. Like this is an early version of this video graphics card or video graphics processor unit. It's an early version in a family, and the drivers don't really rock it. So yeah, 5 years ago, 2, 3 days. And it is a graphics problem. Yeah. I've seen a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Sometimes the fix for that is, as stupid as it sounds, and it's the antithesis of what I typically tell anyone to ever do, is to just keep rebooting. Just keep rebooting. Don't ask me to technically explain it, but I have seen it work. If you end up with that moment in which your screen will not turn on, like it seems like the computer's coming on, but the screen is not, which is typically a sign it's a graphics problem, just keep rebooting. There is something about, well, I do technically kind of know what it is that after multiple reboots, Windows does go to a safe mode. But anyway, that's a whole thing. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So it lags so bad and just takes an hour to boot and crashes. I got tired of working with it and got a new cheap laptop. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, cheap laptops are wonderful. I have my runabout that we paid $125 for, and
now I have to argue.
Okay.
Here's the reason I argue. Cheap laptops used to be awesome.
Right.
Now, we got a great deal on yours. I don't know how that happened. I still swear that was a pricing error in our favor. Because the quality of that machine is a lot higher than I would have expected for the price point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not by any means like,
it's not my super.
Yeah, it's not a super system, but it's a lot better than its price point would have suggested. So I think someone screwed up with a reprice for Walmart. But that said, cheap laptops used to be a really awesome thing. We hit a point years ago that somewhere between $259 and $300, you could get a decent machine. What I'm seeing more and more, however, is that I don't know if manufacturers couldn't keep up with the price point, as in like their costs were overrunning the price point, like the margin on that was too small and they got tired of it, or if they just quite simply said, hey, we can make more money if. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the cheap machines I'm seeing now have a lot of bang in terms of wow features like touchscreen and tablet mode and things like that. But then when you look, so to speak, under the hood, it's like it's a crap system. Like it is built to live for like a year or two and then it's garbage.
Right.
Awesome. Acer also does really great systems.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a side note, I like both companies. Asus and Acer are both great companies. With Asus, what I like about them, but also not so much, Asus typically maxes out their machines. Like when you buy it, that is everything that machine can support. Like you do not upgrade it. And a lot of the actual Asus cases are typically not a good idea to open. Acer, on the other hand, will do something sort of similar. Acer will grab existing hardware that was high end like a little bit ago, and doesn't always max it out. But typically, the Acers are a lot more friendly for repair and maintenance.
Hmm.
Asus typically uses a very cheap case. I will point that out.
Right.
But then again, so does HP, and HP just has horrible cooling.
Well, HP's
Internally,
crap.
I've never seen an HP with good cooling.
No, no, nope, 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 no HP. I used to be really a Dell backer. Like, I loved Dell, thought Dell was amazing. No, they're crap. When Compaq moved in with them, they got crappy.
No, I'm still good with Dell. Like, I give Dell credit. And I can totally understand that. They are a great machine. And if you're not going to upgrade, or you're not looking to, if you're looking to use it till it dies, Asus can be a great machine, especially if you're looking to save money. They're also, I mean, again, this is all based on what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I typically try to get into a conversation with clients.
Right.
Like, I have issues with every company. I'll just put that out there.
Right.
There is not a single manufacturer of computer that I can't sit here and go pro con.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Asus does not do a bad machine. Acer, I personally like more. They're typically higher quality machines. And I say that with one caveat, and that's the Swift line. I was totally unimpressed by the Swift line. I haven't seen an Acer Swift yet that really, one, was Swift, or two, was really all that nice.
Right. And
there you go.
All of them aren't all that nice.
Yeah. Like, and again, I can still say some nice things about HP. They are a machine that can, I like that they're highly available in most stores. Like, most places you go, you will find an HP. I really have never liked their cooling. Basically, every HP I run across ends up having a really cheap fan, and generally ends up with a heating cooling problem, as in it overheats.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost always going to be that the fan is dead or dying.
Mm-hmm.
And HP screws around with their fans. Like, they don't have just like one universal good fan that they use. They do weirdo crap with their fans.
Right.
So one HP ends up with a really inexpensive replacement part, and another HP, it's like you can buy a new computer. Mm-hmm. Like, just the down payment on a new computer, don't even bother.
Right.
Like, it's not worth it. By the time I buy the part, install the part, you are 2/3 of the way to a friggin' new computer.
Right.
Like, just dead on.
Well, and I've had two HPs, the old ones, and they were lovely. My old rig was an HP base.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a new one. Crap. Sent it back. First 30 days, burnt it up. First 30 days, burnt it up. First 30 days, burnt it up. I sent it back 3 times, and then I just had them issue me a warranty refund.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised on the Acer comment, though, Sharon. This is why I like Acer, is I've never had horrible problems out of them. And I will give Acer credit, like, even with, because I coffeed one. And I thought, surely to God, this is not going to get covered under warranty. They were going to call me and tell me, for the cost of a new computer, we will replace it. They totally fixed it, sent it back to me, like, no big deal. So I like that won a place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Windows 10 in S mode, I took that off my laptop because I couldn't download Zoom and other apps. Was that a bad move? No, that was not. And here we go. S mode is Windows 10 S. As it's also been referred to, is a Basically, what it does is Windows 10s locks your computer to only using apps downloaded through the App Store. I still personally think that was a shit move and should stand for Windows 10s should stand for Windows 10 shit. Now, having said that, I can fully understand it for situations where you are working with someone who will download anything because it's free, that using store mode as a solution to that can be great. However, I've yet to run into a situation where I've recommended it. It's typically going to be a bad idea. What Microsoft is trying to do is sort of like what iOS and Android do, which is to avoid is to keep control of applications in a store. But unfortunately, with Windows and most developers, that ship sailed so long ago, it's not even possible. Like, you're not going to bring this back under your control. So yeah, Windows 10s is Windows 10 shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. They are trying to be Apple. But yeah, no, so taking that off is not a bad thing. But it does mean that you kind of hop back into, you definitely need to be careful, because you are now responsible for what you install, which has always been a hard concept for people to understand, that free always has a price tag in terms of software. That can come in the form of advertising, which is okay. It may be annoying, but is okay. Advertising is not a problem. But then there are more malicious forms of not free in terms of software that installs with it, software that it adds upon upgrade, things that it may be doing to your system because you got it for free and you agreed to a great big giant book of terms that no one reads. No one has ever read an end user license agreement except me, I swear to God. And I quit. Because you have no choice. You have no choice. You need the software, you want the software, you don't get to opt out of anything.
Right.
This is not, to me, end user licensing agreements are not real contracts. How we still consider them valid, legal, binding instruments, I do not understand. Because this is not like any other contract you will ever encounter in your life, in which you can make modifications or you can negotiate. You have no power in this situation. You want to use our shit? Click here. That's it. That's what you get. And they can update it at any time because that's hidden somewhere in the bottom. So yeah, it's crap. As far as end user licensing agreements. Now, getting back to the store concept. Pardon?
You just went through this with your developer Notepad++. It got bloated.
Yeah, that became a nightmare. That was an actual useful free app that I liked. And that's kind of a technical thing. It's a little weird to explain to people. So your computer comes with a lovely little program and has since Windows, I think 3.0, called Notepad. It's a really basic text editor. Like it is for very basic things. However, it is also very powerful. There are some things you can do with it that you can't really accomplish anywhere else. Like you can do it in Word, but it's a bad idea. People who work in a more development-minded area, web developers, programmers, data people, we love Notepad. But while we love it, we also hate it. What we do love is a more advanced version of that, which is in many cases what's called a developer version of Notepad, which effectively will understand what you're working with, or you can tell it what you're working with, and it will treat this as code and see it in a code perspective. So if you're working with web page code, it will understand what segments of this are. And you can very quickly find mistakes. So that if you mistype something, you will quickly notice that, hey, this isn't color coded like the rest of this. Or if you put something out of order, it will shift it. And you'll go, hey, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be there. So that's a weird kind of crazy thing.
Yep.
But yeah, so no, but getting to stores as an overarching concept, that's another area I have love-hate with. In some cases, I do like the ability of a centralized authority to control software and vet it. I do not, however, like the ability to censor it. And I want to be very clear, those are two very separate things. Vetting it and choosing what software is legitimate and what software has going to cause you shit tons of problems, take your money, tear up your system, throw on malware, extort you for, ransom, whatever. I appreciate that aspect of a store. What I don't like is the censorship that can come with it when a store decides what is appropriate or inappropriate. Now, I do like parental controls, as they have often been called, or the ability to limit what someone, like what you see specifically, or what someone else you are a guardian of has access to. I like controls. I do not necessarily like the censorship aspect. Or when you force developers to create this environment that is effectively like a second-class version of their software, or a second-class version of their user experience. That when, for instance, and it's been a big one with pornography, many stores limit your ability to, as part of their app agreement, if you are a developer, your app cannot display pornographic content, anything that they consider obscene or objectionable. If I want to choose that for myself, I'm okay with that. If that's a setting I can turn off and on, or for someone under my, that I'm a guardian of, like a child, I appreciate that. However, having a central authority that decides what is objectionable in an app that I'm using, not so cool with. That's been a very hot topic version. Another version of this that has been a hot topic has been apps that have their own payments that are separate from the store in terms of like subscriptions or add-ons, things like that. Again, has been problematic, especially for developers. Get locked in using that store to allow your application distribution, in sometimes giving away a very large chunk of change to that store in terms of the fees for add-ons and subscriptions. So if sometimes you're wondering why the app is free and then the add-ons or the upgrades or the new level or the whatever is so friggin' expensive, that's why. is
Right.
because that, like, what that 99 cents that you're sitting here going, that seems ridiculous to me. I'm going to pay $1 for what? Or $2 or $3 or 10 or etc. It's because the store ends up taking a significant chunk of that money.
It's 55% for Apple and 43% for Google. Because I've been on the other side of this. I've been the beta tester, the user, testing or providing the service. And when we were developing two different companies, that was our problem, was that the App Store forced us to use their payment system and interrogated it into everything.
Yeah. And then we'll ban your app, or used to. Some stores are starting to back off. Like, they're starting to back off a little.
Right.
In terms of they're realizing that this could go the opposite direction. Or one of two opposite directions is either everything becomes so expensive because you're accounting for that deduction that no one buys anything, or developers start to move to different stores, and basically your environment that you're trying to create that allows safety for your consumers, your end users using your product, like an Android phone or an Apple phone, end up installing a third-party software installer or a third-party store that is free of those fees, or has different terms and conditions, or just doesn't give a shit.
Right.
And you want to list your product here, go for it. We don't care. And then what we're also seeing is, like, Samsung has done its own store, independent from Android. So you end up with, like, my Samsung Galaxy Note 10 has two different stores on it. It has the Play Store, but it also has the Samsung Store.
Right.
Then you end up with, as well, a third store. Amazon did its own app store, specific for Amazon devices, as well as being a third level installer, that you can go turn off the setting that allows you to then install third-party apps. You can directly download, it installs, and then you use it in place of Play Store.
Right.
And this becomes a problem, because now you have users running around with multiple apps, all effectively doing the same thing, acting as a store, all running under totally different user agreements, content acceptability, payment systems, and it all comes back to you got too tight with your restrictions.
And you get too crazy with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
iOS hasn't quite seen this problem, but that's because iOS has really, like, they've been really hard. They've come down really hard every time someone goes outside their store.
Well, not only that, but they removed the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Both payment systems is controlled by Stripe.
By who?
Stripe.
Stripe or Stripe?
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and ultimately, though, it becomes hard to manage, update, and maintain.
Yeah.
Because if you are, like, for instance, if on the Play Store you have auto update turned on, that's typically a default, versus you don't turn it on in this app, or this app doesn't default to it, this store doesn't default to it, then you have users potentially running around with outdated applications that are vulnerable to different security risks.
Right.
And you also lose a lot of the ability to sit there and create that security.
Right.
And moreover, you end up with poor user experiences.
Well, what I'm really liking, because, I got his hand-me-down phone, which is, a great phone still, is I'm liking the fingerprint. Code is cute. Passwords are nice. I'm liking biometrics.
Yep. And that's a big change for you.
It is.
Because you weren't loving that on the last phone.
Well,
You're like, that is the stupidest part of this phone. And that's because it was in multiple directions. One, it was rear mounted, and two, it really was crap.
Yeah, it doesn't even read my fingerprint after 20 tries.
Yeah.
Yep. But guys, I posted the IPSI link in there. I'll be subscribing tonight to it. Definitely go check it out. I really like the products. We actually found me makeup that I can wear. It wore really well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even after I went out in the yard, because I'm at home, so I can't go play in the park. But I went out in the yard, done stuff in the yard. I actually had to go take my makeup off with makeup wipes, because it stayed on that well. And then it didn't fully come off. It hasn't come off. It came off with my face wash this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did that do? Are you worried about that any, pore wise? I know a lot of people worry when their makeup is hard to remove that you're going to get blackheads and all that.
Well, that's because I used the Dory stuff to get it off. I'm fine with it. What I had done last night was just a simple makeup wipe, because normally that's all I need to take it off is a quick makeup wipe. But looking at its staying power and its non-running onto anything power, yeah, it's our new makeup.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Yay, we found you makeup. Good job, Sharon.
Yes, thank you, Sharon.
That has been a big struggle for you. You've had issues with that. You were getting really mad.
5 tubes of makeup yesterday.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you were feeling really bad about that for a while. Is you kept buying stuff, and it was okay, I think this is going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And then you were ending up with no, it isn't. It really isn't. You were breaking out. You were having issues. You
still have a shirt that's hanging, that's got makeup stain, and that annoys the heck out of me. After I put on finishing primer, drives me crazy. Crazy. Because even paint stick. Now, that's where I started with, this paint stick back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely paint. I'm used to that staining. The stuff that they're putting out now is just crap. So much crap. Now I understand a palette $65 or $110.
Yeah. Well, but then again, you still got to be careful.
Yeah, because then again, it could be crap.
With a name.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem, you seem to, see. I know you've pointed out some controversies that have popped up on YouTube.
Yeah.
With big names getting attached to crap makeup. And taking some significant, image hits. For their names.
Yeah.
Just because a company sent them one thing and then mass produced another.
Well, that was Lipstick Gate. The promos for Lipstick Gate, none of them had hairs on them. When they released the product, it looked like Vlad had come up and rolled it onto the lipstick.
Ew! How does that even happen, though?
Bad processing.
Okay, help me understand. Were these human hairs? Were these they made makeup brushes 2 lines over, and yeah, you're gonna have some cross contamination?
We are unsure. Jacqueline Hill said that it was fibers from a towel that they used to clean it out. I call bullshit.
Like, really? 2020? Someone can't understand clean a machine with a lint-free cloth? You don't want lint in your crap? Like, you think that's going to fly as an excuse?
Yeah, 2019.
Well, still.
Yeah. But no, there's been some big names in makeup that it's just like, really? This is crap. You know, MAC Cosmetics, my God, the number of people that swear by it, its level of quality has went down to no thank you.
Yeah. Well, and do you think some of it may be that as a, so to speak, intermittent customer, and you did for a while, and then you left, and then you came back to makeup? Do you think that might have something to do with it? That, like, maybe there was like a gentle phasing of product quality, and like people adapted, versus you kind of were there and then you weren't, and then you're back, and your skin is going, what the fuck? Why would you put this on me?
No, because I'll always use primer and my face is used to that. My face is actually used to a lot heavier makeup than I wear now. And that was something I liked about the product, is it wasn't a heavy thing. Someone needs to learn what finishing spray is.
Aww. That's just so sad. And in IT, I fully understand that. Yeah. We had, well, because I used to work for a call center, if no one's caught that yet. And so, and this call center was very woman heavy. There were a lot of women employed there. And basically I caught on really quickly that a lot of women do not understand, like, they wear crap makeup and don't know it. And, like, because you could tell by their phones. And like the minute you pick it up, you can tell, like, it's the weirdest thing, but and my grandmother is guilty of it too. She wore cheap makeup. Cheap makeup will come off on a phone. I don't care how long you use it.
Right.
10 minutes a day or like 10 hours.
Right.
If you have crap makeup, it will get all up in that phone. And it will be nasty. Nasty.
Yep.
Oh, as in, well, let's clarify if it was cheap makeup or his usage, like as in too heavy, like too heavy of an application.
It was cheap makeup, because even if it's heavy, if he was using finishing spray and comfortable makeup, it's still going to put a layer there. And see, in the old days, we just used hairspray. Now they have finishing spray. I'm not sure what the difference is, but it feels better. And yeah, fragrances is a big thing, especially, you know, if it has stuff has fragrances in it. We try to stay away from that, because we got, you know, think about it. You have the smell of the hairspray, the smell of the mousse, the smell of your shampoo and conditioner, the cologne. Then you have like a smell of a primer, moisturizer, base, concealer, all this other. By the time you get done, you smell like the old beauty salons.
Well, more importantly, if you're including a fragrance in your product, typically the reason that companies include a fragrance is one of two. One is because it's pretty. And okay, fine, whatever, but please realize that, you know, that doesn't work for all your consumers. You know, it really doesn't. Smelling like strawberry shortcake as a dude is not really comforting. Or there is something about your product that is just bad. As in, you're using chemicals that left unadulterated, would smell horrific. And that leads me to think how much formaldehyde is in this shit.
Well,
because
a lot.
that's typically one of the biggest offenders. Formaldehyde is a smell that gets covered. It is off, and it has been used in makeup. It is not. I don't believe it's supposed to be used in makeup anymore. But if you're getting cheap makeup, I don't think it's supposed to be used, is it? Like, I may be wrong, but
well, formaldehyde is normally used to refine a product. Formaldehyde is used in some makeups.
Okay.
Generally
a bad idea, though.
Bad idea.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Formaldehyde is bad. Like that.
Right. Like lip plumpers, they have formaldehyde in them because it tightens the skin. You got to watch the level of acids in some.
Well, yeah, but it's still formaldehyde. It is bad for your body. It is bad for your skin. You are effectively, if I remember right, with formaldehyde, is you can get some very positive effects, and it's great for the decedent. Not great for living human tissue.
Right.
Because while it will give you the same effect as you get on a dead body, that's not a good thing.
Right.
Because
serums.
Do I now?
You have to watch the serums like the eye tightener and the wrinkle reducer. Read those labels very, very carefully.
Because while it'll give you the same effects, it is actually harming and destroying your skin. Damn it, guys. I'm sorry. I keep bumping the table.
That's okay.
Sorry for bouncy cam.
And the other part of that is you got to also watch, because if you're getting cheap makeup, that means it's being made in China. They have a large lead problem.
Well, China in general has had a massive problem with lead. Just getting it out of commercial product. Because it's very good at what it does.
Yeah.
It's just really bad for people.
Yeah. And, that's why I suggest people study medieval, Renaissance era and Victorian era makeup, is because that stuff was killing you.
Well, yeah, but there was a lot of things wrong with those eras. And a lot of it had to do with lead and its commercial applications.
And arsenic.
And I believe cyanide was the other one. Arsenic. Thank you.
Yes.
Arsenic was a big part of the Victorian era. And it, again, is great at what it does. It gives, I believe, a lovely fluorescence. Is that, or a brightener? It does something.
It bleaches your skin and makes you look light and pale, like you never walk out into the sun.
Yes.
Yes.
Great whitener. It's also used heavily in bread because, for the same reason, it gave a nice bright white bread. But again, it's great at what it does in terms of the desired quality you want. There's all this other bad shit.
Right.
It kills you.
Well, and then also, I just want to point out here, and this was kind of my message on Thursday, is mothers, do your sons a favor, especially if they plan some actor, super Rambo career. Talk to them about moisturizer. Talk to them about skincare.
And sunblock. Yeah.
Especially, and understand that sunblock for your body is different than sunblock for your face.
Yeah. And if you need an illustrative lesson, there are lots of little elderly people that will be glad to explain this after they've gone to have nose corrections because they have suddenly had to have like a device put under their skin to stretch it out so they can have a donor tissue to repair a nose that was lost due to skin cancer. There are those having to go through what's basically an acid wash to repair, lots of sun damaged skin. These are not comfortable treatments. There's nothing comfortable about it. And you want to talk about some pizza face, let me tell you, there's some 70-year-olds that can tell you about pizza face. Right. Because we're not just talking like you got some bad acne going on. We're talking it's a chemical peel. There's a lovely point when you leave the office that it just looks like a bad sunburn and kind of hurts a bit. And then there's a very long period in which it looks like you ran your face over a cheese grater. And it's one of those things that people have to do. It is an important dermatology procedure, but it is not comfortable. It's very, and I don't just mean that from a physical sense. I mean that from, I've seen people that have had this done and it just kills their self-esteem.
Right.
To be walking around and they know people are looking at them and staring at them and pitying them and going, oh my God, you poor, person.
Right. And then you just have the ones that have been out in the sun, they've worked on linemen, they've done road construction, whatever. And like Brenda prints out, they look like their skin is saddle leather.
Yeah. And not in that nice, well-kept version, in that ridden hard and put up wet kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. Not a good look for anyone.
Yes. So please, take care of your skin. Vitamin E, definitely lotion it. Sunblock, we're in the middle of summer. I know that some of us are getting out. Please remember to put on some sunblock. If you have a problem with aloe, they make sunblock for problems with aloe. They make sunblock with no fragrances. They make it in different forms. Make sure you get a high enough SP for your skin tone. And all skin tones. Please also make sure that you get a separate one for your face and your hands, because you may have the face of a 20-year-old, but if your hands look like they're 50, it's going to tell you your age.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't seen many surgeons doing, hand lifts.
Well, they're actually doing injections and Botoxing in that, but...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I just can't imagine going in for that. Like, I would be a little weirded out by that. Like, you're going to Botox my hand?
Oh, my.
Like, I have issues enough with Botox, but, like, I don't know. I have enough issues with plastic surgery.
Yeah, like, you do. Me, I'm like, okay, well, how much is my budget?
Lift it, tuck it, pull it. I don't care if I can, blink my lips. That's where you are.
I don't care if I can blink my toes. Believe me, if we ever get the credit account that I once balance, nip, tuck, suck, take me to Mexico, enjoy your days at the beach. I will be at my private villa for about 2 weeks, and I'll bring home a new model of me.
You have fun with that.
Yes.
I'm determined to age gracefully or ungracefully, however it occurs.
I plan to age kicking and screaming.
Yes. You have the Joan Rivers approach to aging.
Hey, she looked good for her age. Dolly Parton looks amazing.
I know, but it's... I think there's limits. Personally, I think there's limits. I think if you're 70 trying to look 20, you're already fucking up. That's where I'm at. Personally, that's where I'm at. Because honestly, to me, I think that ends up looking worse. When you're trying to...
Crap looks shitty.
I'm one of those people that it's like, if you're gonna do plastic surgery, look good for your age. Let people have that moment of, you're how old? That, not, oh yeah, I can totally see that, like, yeah, got it. Lift, tuck, sucked, pulled, twisted, plunked, the scrotums of babies in third world countries, whatever, just slapped all over the place. Like, got it.
Ooh. Sharon's full of information.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, and oh, God, there's one thing in COVID-19 I'm now currently curious about. That was a thing we haven't stopped to think about.
Okay.
What's going on with medical tourism now that, traveling is a big deal?
Well, it's going to be even a bigger deal because now we have countries that are refusing to let the United States citizens travel to their country.
I know, but then you've got to sit there and realize that there are a lot of places that medical tourism is a big part of their local economy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tijuana, for example, a lot of that has to be a significant portion of their economy.
Right.
Because I swear to God, those places are on every street corner. Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Bring me rum every time. Nice. But yes.
Yeah. This sounds like a lovely idea.
Well, not right now.
Well, no, not right now. I don't need much done right now. I need retattooed lips and a cheek lift.
Oh, well, there you go.
And
nothing major, just major facial reconstruction. That's all. Just some remodeling. Are you going to do it like the kitchen and leave it so that you can, modify things later?
Dear, I've been modifying this face for over 30 years. That ain't nothing new.
Oh, gosh. No, don't make it permanent. I might want to move it later. Maybe I want higher cheeks. Higher.
Yes, higher cheeks, leveled cheeks, finish the tattoo touch up the tattoo on the lips. And I don't know, I may go with eyeliner this time.
Oh, no, not the permanent makeup.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It'll save me time in the mornings.
Okay, before you even think it or try it, you are not replacing the fuzzy caterpillars with cholo eyes.
Oh, Lord, no.
You're not doing this. You're not doing the square, blocky, pointy,
Lord, no. If anything,
or the pencil line. Please don't do no one should do the pencil line.
Yes. But no, as soon as, I go back to a salon, the caterpillars are getting thinned and trimmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't have called it that. I know I shouldn't have called that. So my apologies. I shouldn't have called it that. But everyone knows what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing a few years ago, was everyone going, please don't do this with makeup. Do not shave your eyebrows and do this. This is bad. No one looks good with this. No one, ever.
Maybe on that one, but okay.
Yes. There you go. Divine eyebrows. No divine eyebrows.
No, my face doesn't fit divine eyebrows. A little, wrinkle release up here wouldn't be too bad.
Do what now?
Forehead.
Doing what to it?
Down.
Shaving it?
No. Botoxing it.
Oh. Okay, great. Here's your botulism, and
Hey, they've thought about using that for the pain management. Why not?
Sorry, I have to tease a little.
I know you do. Well, guys,
you really hate your face sometimes, and it's I've got to tease you a little bit. Do what now?
I said I hate my face every day.
Oh, stop hating your face.
Well, that's why we fix it and make it pretty.
Well, but still, stop hating your face.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone out there, stop hating your face.
But makeup is meant to make you feel happy and make you feel comfortable and make you to feel really happy. So spend on it what you're comfortable spending. Watch your expiration dates. Take care of your skincare. And I want to thank our sponsors. There we go. Got that to flip over.
Yes. Take it away.
Beverly Walker and the Crystal Lotus Shop. Thank you for sponsoring us. If you guys would like to help sponsor the shows that we do, the live streams that we do, the reviews that we do. Go ahead and check out our website. There's also some great articles there about security and how maybe not answering that Facebook quiz is that good of an idea.
There we go.
And to Brenda's comment, yes, it is for 20,000.
God. And the sad part is you're not kidding. That's how much work has already been done.
Yeah.
And those are in some outdated prices. So yeah. I'm not even sure what the inflation rate on that would be in today's money.
Probably 120.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Well, I have dermal breeding, lip feel and tinting, cheek enhancement, skin stretching. That was fucking expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. But alrighty.
Alrighty. So you guys have a great night. Come out and see me tomorrow. I'll be at the Crystal Lotus Shop from 12:30 to 6 doing readings. We do have appointment slots available. You might want to call ahead.
Definitely want to call ahead.
You get into the appointment slots, or you may have to wait while we're waiting for a station to drive.
Yeah.
Yep. So otherwise, have a great evening, guys. It's been great talking to you. I'm going to go sign up for IPSY. And then you guys can start expecting a monthly review of my beauty box.
Woo-hoo.
Woo-hoo. Good night, y'all.
Good night.